Welcome to BRICS-Aviation. Every year, 7th of December is celebrated as the International Civil Aviation Day. Let us see the significance of the day. It was 1903. The Wright Brothers successfully demonstrated the first flight in a field named Kitty Hawk in the United States. Thereafter, the technology evolved rapidly in America and Europe. In 1914, the First World War broke out. The war required aerial services for defense as well as warfare. It gave a big fillip to aviation. Many companies started manufacturing small aeroplanes, and many people were trained about operating such planes. After the war, such aircrafts were kept abandoned and the war-trained pilots went out of employment. This is when the war-trained pilot started carrying airmail from one place to another, the first service rendered by civil aviation to mankind. Aviation grew faster. Regular services of carrying passengers started in 1933. In 1939, World War II broke out and it brought unprecedented changes to aviation. Powerful jet engine was invented. An alloy was developed which was tough like metal but lighter in weight, appropriate for making aircrafts. Techniques for maintaining air pressure at high altitude was also developed. Towards the end of the war, many countries witnessed bigger-bodied aircraft, and the international air transportation across the oceanic region became a reality. There was a need to formulate rules for flying. On 7 December 1944, 52 nations met at Chicago City in the United States and gave birth of an organization to make the rules for flying. This is how the global regulator of civil aviation, the International Civil Aviation Organization or ICAO, born. After formation of the United Nations in 1945, ICAO became a specialized agency to regulate civil aviation across the globe. Now, 193 countries who are members of the United Nations are also the members of ICAO. The vision of ICAO is to achieve the sustainable growth of the global civil aviation system. Being the global regulator, ICAO develops policy and standards for civil aviation, and it gets implemented in all the member states through their national regulator. In 1994, ICAO completed the illustrious journey of 50 years. To mark the Golden Jubilee year, ICAO proposed to celebrate the day as the International Civil Aviation Day. The United Nations officially recognized it in 1996. The primary objective of celebrating the day is to generate awareness about the importance of international civil aviation for global communication, economic development, and socio-cultural exchange. This year, 2024, is the 80th year of ICAO. On this occasion, ICAO has adopted a new theme: Safe Skies, Sustainable Future, Together for the next 80 years. The theme focuses at sustainable aviation practices and addresses the climate challenges. The economic impact of aviation industry is enormous. In a recent report published by Air Transport Action Group, it is stated that the aviation industry contributes 4.1% to global GDP. The industry also supports 87.7 million employments globally, with 11.3 million direct employment in the industry. Presently, the industry is entering into a new era with the development of urban air mobility, drone technology, vertical takeoff and landing, vertiports. The civil aviation is all set to create an impact in air transportation. The world is waiting to overcome the regulatory challenges such that these innovations can be used only for the good of society. The industry is working actively for arresting greenhouse gas emission, meaningful implementation of technology and digitalization, and finding out option to fossil fuel. In terms of domestic travel, the top 3 civil aviation markets are now the United States, China, and India. It will be really interesting to witness the fast changing development of civil aviation in the days to come. Thank you.